Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Takes the CSS class that was like a little bit scuffed, right? Let's do that properly. I think I got everything to work out. I can show you like host your own site kind of thing, so people can like search it up, or you can give a link on it, stuff like that.
Oh,
Interestingly, what's nice is the fact that what do you call it? These days most of the marketing is actually done through Instagram and maybe like what's that other app, Twitter and stuff like that, right?
mm-hmm.
But still, when you go to like a more creative job, let's say you want to get into game development, or let's say you want to get into like UI design, app development, stuff like that, you're gonna want like your own website, right? There
Mm-hmm.
are options, ways to do it. There are like there's like Wix and there's other places, but also you can also make your own if you don't want to pay anything and you want to reduce costs. All right. For now though,
Yeah.
okay. So for now, though, let's talk about this entire thing. There's a lot of things I've written here, basically, right?
Yeah.
There is the main things are this. First off, there's the link rel, and then there's the div class, and then there is you see how I've said written that class everywhere, right? So
Mm-hmm.
say for example, you want to use the h1 tag multiple different times. So I want to let's say I want to do what do you call it? New. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this one by one, right? So let's start with the link rel. Normally what we were doing, I believe, with index, right? Where's the index one? Ah, yeah, this one. So with index, the way we ended up doing is like you see there's a hello. Yeah, wait, where is my style on index? There's the style on index. 1 second. Ah, there you go. Index.css, right? Is this what we did? No. Was it in home? No. Home's not the correct thing. It was index. We colored up everything and everything along with it. And it's not. Fine. Every time I do this, it's like a little bit weird. Let's continue now. So point is like I want this entire thing. So basically I want this kind of coloring on top and all of this, right? So
Mm-hmm.
normally the way we've done it, what we'd end up doing is like we just add like a style tag, which is style here, and then we put everything in this, right? But the problem there is like sometimes the way you want to organize things, the way you want to be pretty with this, or basically make sure everything looks good, it's more difficult, right? It's really like
Mm-hmm.
what do you call it? Sometimes it's one of those things where like there's a lot of text in this. So what ends up happening is you end up with websites that look like, let's say, I don't want to then I guess we have to. Let's say if I go to page source of X, right? You see, we end up with websites like this.
Yeah.
A lot of style. I like this problem. Yes, you see, it's a style sheet. But that's not what they're using. There's like a bunch of text here, and then they're writing the body tag, and then all of this here, and all just to say like ahref. This is the twitter.com. Twitter. It's a lot of text just for like what do you call it? For a website that's like, and I appreciate this website. Don't get me wrong. It's X. It's like one of not X. Sorry, it's Twitter. It's one of the more popular websites, right? But it's just like source code for this is really long. To avoid
Mm-hmm.
longer source code, what people end up doing is writing the CSS code in a separate file. So here I have a CSS file. So you notice here, wait, I've written what I've done is I've done that link rel is equal to style sheet. So what we're doing is we're linking this separate site with the style sheet in it. That's why it said rel style sheet because it's typed style sheet, right? And then the exact
Yeah.
reference href, it's type c underscore css dot css, which is this text file. In this text file, if you there's a bunch of first off, there's a star mark and then bracket. Usually we do a tag and bracket, right? Here I did star mark
Mm-hmm.
bracket. What does the star mark mean? It means everything. So body, paragraph, anything that's within the site is counted in the star mark. So there's margin, there's padding, there's box size, and a max width. We'll cover those as classes go by, but or as you're doing it, I suppose, right? But for now, just know that anything that I change in star mark will affect everything. So for example, if I do background color red, take this, and then I go back to this side, this one, and I refresh it, nothing happens here. But the point is, I should, oh, I didn't put a semicolon. That's fine. Most of the time it does. No, it does. Okay. So point is, anything you change within the star mark will affect everything. So if I make this margin 0 px into like, let's say 50 yes, and then, okay, it's like delisting from whatever. Star mark means everything, and you can put anything in it and it'll change everything in it. Then you have specific stuff. You have body and then background color that I set to that particular shade of what do you call it? That particular shade of blue. That's a weird blue, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Is that one? Wait. There's a lot of side thoughts here that is not gonna go well. This is the same thing, but we're not doing this. And this is another site.css. Let's close this. Right now, if I refresh this. So that's the other problem with Notepad. You have to like constantly keep in mind what you're changing and where you're changing and things like that, right? Okay. Then you notice that a bunch of these things, they have a dot, right? They have dot
Mm-hmm.
top menu, dot brand image, dot brand image kind of thing, right? I can't believe I wrote broad brand image twice. Old code, whatever. So whenever you look at something, right, and it says class brand. If I so any think of classes like identifiers, not like connectors. Sorry, I think of classes like something that's like unique to that. So this image, its class is brand, right? Anything if I do dot brand image, any image tag with the class brand in it will have this text. Will have these properties. Similarly, where's the other class? Any class that has sitemaps. Do I have that here? I don't have that. Okay. Anything that has class site. If I want to change the sitemaps, I can do something along the lines of like dot site site. I didn't put that sitemap, and then let's say background color red and simple, right? And then I save this. So anything with a sitemap will be red. I don't know which I put the sitemap here. Oh god. But it will basically change to red. Now, the idea is anytime you do class, it will be connected towards the it will be connected. Oh, it will change only the things that has the class very specific sitemap class in it. Similarly, anything that has the card class, it will change that. So classes are useful when you don't want everything to change, but you only want like one thing to change. So for example, if I open this, what is this home, right? Hope this has nothing in it. That's fun to see. Index. If I want this paragraph to be a different color, and if I say P, I want this to be. If I want only this paragraph, this line to be a different color, I can add a class is equal to name it push. All right. So if I write the CSS for this, if I write the CSS for this, right? So let me connect the CSS for this here. So link here rel is equal to file. The idea is like every time we here's the style sheet rel is equal to href is equal to console dot is this the correct index file save as index?
You forgot to put the dot HTML, I think.
You might be correct. Where did I forget to put the dot html?
No, like when you saved it, you just put index
Oh
HTML.
yes, you are unfortunately correct. Let's do this instead. XHTML, not HTML. So it looks I like. Don't get me wrong. It's just annoying when these things show up and see. So it's entirely white for some reason. Why? White? Good question. What is this? This is not it. We don't need site anymore. What is this? This is for notes for today that I was supposed to cover. And what is this? This index.css. Color. Oh, because it's not background color. See? Background color. Like, look, sorry, my PC sometimes it doesn't like HTML, and you know what? I've come to accept that. So now, let's say I just want to change this paragraph. Where's my? This is not needed. This is index. This one. So I want to change only the paragraph that has class first, right? So what I will do is I will do dot first, and then let's say I want to take color green. You see how only this thing became green and this one didn't, because
Yeah.
the class of this paragraph is first. If I do this class will do first, refresh this, okay, and then save this normally like a normal person would save as. You see, this also becomes a different color. Does this work across tags though? That's the real question, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the. Oh, that's why. Okay, sorry. I'm going to change this H1 into class first. So if I do class, because the H1 has a color attribute, it also changes the H2's color. But I only want the paragraphs to change. Well, in that case, we can specify in the CSS. So I write here, right, because that's the tag we're talking about. If I control S here, the entire thing changes. Why does the entire thing change? That's a very good. 1 second. Let me check my site real quick. This one is not this. Let me see. .img. So this is how it should work basically, right? Because like tag and then open up a curly brace, close a curly brace.
Yeah.
Tag, open a curly brace. Oh, because it's a font, so I can make it back. This should work usually. Again, my PC does not like it, but if you put a tag here, it will only affect the tags with this class. Otherwise, it will affect the entire class. So if I hit delete here and put the here,
Yeah, that makes sense.
this will happen basically. Entire everywhere there's a class. That right. Now you share your screen and we'll run through some tags and tags in this classes again, and we'll very
Yeah,
wild
okay.
100% of that. So 6 seconds. First thing, we're gonna oh, very nicely done. I forgot we did a lot of work last time. We're going to change the you see everything in the style tag that's going to go towards a body, not a body. What do you call it? That's going to go towards a CSS file. So open up a new notepad. Name it like first, let's say I don't know, first underscore CSS or something, right? And then save it as first underscore CSS dot CSS. The name can be anything, right? But like we want to name it as dot CSS instead of dot HTML.
What do I name it as?
So first dot C. If you do first dot CSS, sometimes the PC will get confused. So instead, let's
Yeah.
do first underscore CSS dot CSS. Underscore is like the thing below the mind. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Save. All right. Right now, there's nothing in it, right? What we're going to do is you go to the first .html, right? The main file. Let's start with a smaller thing. So you see the body tag, style body, right? You cut and paste that in the first CSS. Like just select entire body, like the bracket and the bracket, just that one line, yeah, and then place that in first dot. Oh no, in the CSS file. I want to call that the HTML file, and this is the CSS file, right?
Yeah.
Save this. Now save this and
Uh-huh.
go back to first. You have to do this. After the style tag, right? After the style tag, hit enter and open a tag, right link. No, after the style tag, before the head. Yeah, there. Hit enter. Now open a tag and hit what? What is it? What is it? Wait, let me check what it's called. It's a weird name. Link, right? There you go. Link rel is equal to style sheet. So where are you? Where is it? There you go. So rel is equal to styleseet. All right. Put it in apostrophes. EET. Yeah. Put it in apostrophes because you're trying to tell it like, oh, this is what you're for. So style sheet. Only style sheet. Only style sheet comes in the apostrophe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like you're declaring a string, right?
Yeah.
Now, after that, type href is equal to same, start an apostrophe, but this time write the file name of the CSS file. So that's first underscore CSS dot CSS. All right. And then close the link tag. Link tag does not have a slash ending, so you're fine. Now I'm gonna need you to trust me on this. You see the thing that you just copied to the CSS, remove that. Not in the CSS file, in the main file. Just remove the body, right? The body background, the entire thing, just remove it. If we've done everything correctly, that means if we go back to the site, nothing should have changed, right? So open up your site.
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed. All right. But just to confirm that it worked perfectly, go back to the CSS file and then change the background color to, I don't know. Every time I come to this part, this is where I'm like, what a good color.
Okay, we'll just see what colors you can
Yeah, you know what I'm
choose.
trying to do, right? We're trying to see if it works. So we're just gonna, yeah.
Just choose some
Hmm.
random color. Copy this.
Copy this and then paste that there. Control it. If everything's done correctly, the color should have changed.
Did it change? No,
No,
it
it
did
hasn't.
not.
So that means we did not do everything correctly, or it still did save the first .html too.
Did I
I think
say?
it automatically saved, but I'm still like worried. Try it again.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. So remember, you have to save both of things, but you're good. But this also proves that now what you can do is go back to the main HTML file, right? Just copy everything that's within the style tag and paste it in the CSS. Again, the order doesn't matter. More so than the fact that what am I thinking? The spacing doesn't matter. Just the semicolon and everything that matters, right? But you already wrote it with the correct semicolons, correct like text in this. So
Yeah.
you can just like copy and paste it there, and you should. So there you go. So you have now you can delete it in the first one because we know if body works everything. Now save both of them and check it out. Okay, saving is very important. See,
Yeah.
nothing's changed.
Nothing
Meaning nothing's
changed.
what do you call it? Now, we're gonna learn some newer tags, all right? So first, what we're going to learn, what is wrong with your words today? First, what we're going to learn is we did image last time, right? Okay, what we're going to learn is borders, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so let's say you want a border. Let's say I want to border. Can you show me the website so we can like we have a rougher idea of what? Okay, let's say we want to border anything that's within the dotted list. So that's UL tag, right? So we want to border the UL tag. So like the blue and pink, that's what we are going to border with something. So
Yeah.
this time, whenever we are changing anything with style, we're going to the CSS file. So what I want you to do is in the UL one, right? So we have a UL color green, right?
Yeah.
After that line, hit enter. Like so within the brackets, flower brackets, within the flower brackets, hit enter.
Oh, within
So
the flower.
within the
Okay.
flower bracket. So you want it to be continuous, right? Now
Yeah.
type border style. So BORDER dash STYLE. All right. Put two dots so we can like what do you tell it what it is. Let's start with the dotted border. So type DOTTED and then semicolon. Save this and check. Ideally, you don't need to save first HTML, but if it doesn't work, we'll save first HTML. That's the only thing. You know what I mean? Refresh.
Yeah.
You see, there's a dotted line around the entirety of the thing. If you want it only for the list thing, you don't have to write it in UL. You'll have to write it in LI because again, every tag matters, right? But there are like various different types of list. That was a dotted list. Now convert like now right instead of dotted, type dashed. 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 Past.
Oh, okay.
Now check. See, so now it's
Yeah.
like dashes instead of the thing. If you're not fancy, you want like a normal one, just type solid, right? Now check it out. See, so it's a solid border. Now within there's a lot of other borders too. We have double, we have groove, ridge, inset, outset, none. None is just removal, right? Hidden is a little bit like I believe hidden is like if you hover over it. I'm not exactly sure. And then you have mixed. So okay. So now what we're going to do? I want you to write. I want you to write. Let's say dotted solid solid in like four. So you so in the same style type dotted first and then space dotted space dotted space solid from that. So check that out. You see
Ooh.
how like the top one and the right one are dotted, but the left one and the bottom one are not dotted.
Yeah.
I am using Andre. So CSS often has this thing of like if you specify four different values, the way it ends up taking those values is top, right, down, left. So in a clockwise fashion.
Okay.
So if you want to be like very unique, right? You can do like dotted dash no dotted dash solid and double, and
Mm-hmm.
you will see that all four of the lines are different. Normal
Yeah.
stuff, very normal stuff. Now I don't like the border color. Well, in that case, next after the border style thing, you can write border color double dot, and you can change the color of it. So where is it? Hit enter. Yeah, border color double dot, and then let's say black because I'm a basic person. Just type black. Or if you want to be fancy with your colors, you can, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and then semicolon. Semicolons are important, otherwise it won't work.
All right,
Yeah.
semicolon. Forgot.
You're good, you're good.
Yeah.
See, so it became bad. The border, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is the border fine. Border like covers the entire thing, right? But what I want to do, what I want to do is like I want to. What am I thinking? I want to make the. I don't want the border sticking so close to my element. I don't want it to stick that close to UL, right? That's where
Yeah.
you have the tag margin. So in the same UL tag, in the same UL in the CSS, right? Right margin. So in the next line, I suppose, right? Right margin, margin, and then let's say where is it? Where is it? Where is it? 25px. Let's say that, right? So I want you to write 25 and px. Px means pixel and semicolon. Now check it out. Save this and check the thing. You see, like the border is not like the entire content is like pushed a little bit from the edges of the thing, right?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of margin from the start to the end. 25 px. Make it into 50 and it'll like push even more. Like change it to 50 now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see it pushes. Now the thing is like sometimes people are unique, not unique, like specifically annoying with this kind of thing. They want like I just want it to be pushed from left and right, not like top and down. Then what you end up doing is you set it up as zero instead. Not let's say zero. So open up the thing, right? Instead of writing one value, write four values. So write like let's say 25, 50, 75, 100. All of them px. So it's like 25px, 50px, 75px, 100px. In the margin, sorry, yeah, 50px, 75px, and 100. Right?
Okay.
Now check this and read the thing. Do you think refresh? How does it work? You good. You see, like the maximum number of space is given to the bottom, and then to the left, and then right, on the top. So the space is assigned basically. Rightmost is 25. Below is I think 100. Left is 50, and the top is like 100. But it's a clockwise thing. I just don't remember which order in clockwise it goes. One second, let me check though.
Yeah, it will be at 25 maybe, then here it will be 50, then here it will be 75, and then maybe
Yes.
here 100.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's exactly
Yeah.
that. I just checked. You're correct. All right. But you see, if you want to be very specific with your margin stuff, you can. You also have the option of so sorry. What you if you don't want to do individual margins, like if you don't want to do like margin and then four values, you can instead write margin left, margin top, margin bottom, margin right. If you want to change only the individual values instead of setting all the values. So for example, I don't want this entire thing. I just want it left a little bit. So you can remove the 50px, 75px, 100px, and instead of margin, just write margin left, right? So a margin dash left, right? So save this and check. See, so only left side has margin, everything else is pretty much the same, sticking to the thing. So that's what a
Yeah.
margin is, right? So you understand the difference between border and margin, right? Border
Yes.
sets up a line, and then margin is basically like it's like pushing you toward. Now, but I want the content to be pushing from within, not from outside. What do you do then? Well, that's where you have something called as padding. Padding has very similar rules, except instead of pushing out, instead of what do you call it? Instead of pushing from the edges of the screen, to push from the start of the content, what's written, from the start of what's written. So instead of this time after the margin left, type padding 50. So padding and then just do 50px. Padding. I'll type it out.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah. And then put two dots and 50px. Close your bracket and you should be good. Oh, semicolon and then close it. So check it out real quick. So there's
Oh.
from the content. I say content. When I say content, it's like whatever you've written in the website, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
from the thing and it's pushing out, and that's how it is.
Okay.
So you can use padding follows very similar rules to margin. So basically, if you do padding left, it'll only push it towards the left, and if you put four values, it'll separate like in every value. be. Like, it'll be like top, bottom. It's like top, bottom, left, right, and all that shenanigans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's sick. So often you have. Can I see? I can't see this image. I'll share my screen real quick, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You have this image to thank for it. Whenever you write content, you have a content, and then there's a padding value. Then there's the border, which we set up ourselves, and then the margin.
Mm-hmm.
Say for example, I have. Why do I have all of these? So say for example, here I didn't set up a border. I have to like draw this. Like I didn't set up a border, but there is a bit. There is a margin here. There's a margin here. It's basically pushing towards the center, so everything looks towards the center. Same thing with the about thing, right? This image or no, see. So this has a little bit of padding and a little bit of margin. So from the left to
Mm-hmm.
right, and then there's a border, and then of course all my data is here, and then there's a pic. What I'm trying to say is like using this model is how almost every website is done. Now you might be wondering like how are they doing this kind of thing? You know, this highlighting this top menu. There's a what do you call it? Menu and all that. Let's handle
Yeah.
that way, right? So wait. Let me stop sharing my screen. Here's my goddamn site. There. Okay. So a div class is basically no, not a div. It's called a div class, but it's just div, right? Div basically makes sure that you separate content. So where am I? The idea is if you separate things in different forms, it's easier for people to read, right? So go to the HTML one. Go to the HTML tab. This time we are going to do a little bit of HTML. I let's say you want to separate the division, not division, the introduction from the list. So what we are going
Yeah.
to do at the start of the H1. So after the body, before H1, open a tag and write div.
Sorry. What do I write?
Division. So like div.
Okay.
Yeah. Close that tag. And at the end of at the end of my name is Priscilla and slash p, right? You want to do slash div. So you're gonna try and close the thing. All right. Save this and check it out.
Oh,
All right.
wait, hold on. Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. See, nothing's changed. Why has nothing changed? Because again, div itself doesn't do anything. It's what you do with the div that like matters a lot, right? So
Mm-hmm.
90% of the time, div is often considered as a container. It's basically what you put within the division that like matters a lot. So go back to HTML, right? Go back to the what do you call it? First.css, not HTML. Go to the CSS file. All right. Now type hit enter and let's just start with a like we're gonna modify the div tag, right? So div, open up brackets again, not like that. So in CSS what you're gonna do is you're just gonna type div, right? And then open up flower brackets.
Okay.
Yeah. And then write something like background color yellow or orange or something, right? Okay. And then now you check it out. Now of course close the div thing, check it out. See, only that bit is separated now. Like in the sense, like of course you can do that with a class, right? But now what ends up happening is like this, how do I say this? Anything that you put within that division is considered as a separate entity, and it's like, what do you call it? You can play around within the div. So for example, if I want to write a paragraph within that division, right? So what you can do is like, what do you call it? Just within in the HTML file, just write like, just open up a P, after the my name is Priscilla, hit enter and then open up a P and let's say I like the color yellow. That's not real. Nobody likes yellow. My favorite I like the color blue. There you go. That makes sense. Blue, right? And then close the P paragraph and then control S and then refresh. See, it came within the box automatically. You didn't have to like do the thing of like, oh, put it in this div kind of thing.
Yeah.
That being said, if you let's say what do you call it? Let's say we want another division, right? Let's say my favorite colors. I want that to be another div. So open up on the in the HTML file, start a new div tag, right? So after you slash div there, go open up another div tag. So open up a tag and write div and then closes at the end /ul. So the entire list you want it within a div, right? All right. What do I say? Now you just save, what do you call it? Now control S and check it out. Refresh it.
Oh.
You see, oh wow, everything's gone. Oh, is it because the text color
It's
is
the
also
color, yeah.
yellow?
It's
This
the
is
color.
this is again specific. But you notice that there's a gap between them, right? There is
Yes.
separation. It didn't do the thing of like if you didn't do a div, like if you remove the thing that like separates them, it will join the entire thing, making it one entire thing.
So
Can
basically, if
we
I remove the slash div and if I remove this, it will be considered as one whole thing. So
exactly?
that's
So try it out.
basically
Let's just before that, can you change the color text next color to like fucking green or something.
Sure.
So what did we make? List li, right? Li, it says color yellow.
Oh, yellow, right? So
Oh, that also works, right? That one you can change it as, let's say,
no,
green.
I'll make this green.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so there's a bunch of funky things that you can do with div. For example, what do you call it? Which we'll cover. I think I want to cover that in a separate class. But for now, here's like as a small thing, right? What I want you to do is go back to the CSS file, right, and then write in the div CSS, write display. So hit enter, display, two dots, and write inline block. So that's INLINE inline dash and then BLOCK. All right, semicolon. You don't have to put apostrophes or anything because it'll automatically understand. So save this and check it out. I believe what this will do is
Oh,
that it'll do that. It'll put everything in a singular line. Of course, this looks awkward, so you might want to remove that. But you see, if you make multiple divisions, it'll put it in this kind of way. There's also the option of float. So you can change the not float. Sorry, there's also the option of where's the display one more thing flex. Right? Could you write flex there? Of inline block.
instead of inline block, you want me to write
Flex,
flex.
FLEX. Yes.
Okay.
Try this.
Oh,
So this one is a little bit awkward. What it basically does is like it tries to fill as much color. As not color, as much area. So you see how like between introduction and my favorite color, there is no like dash there, right? Because it's trying
yeah.
to fill as much area. Flex basically means it does the minimize like what do you optimization of the area and stuff. Only thing
Okay.
is it doesn't look pretty sometimes most of the time, and people are like annoying about it.
Yeah.
Next, change it to grid. There's the other thing is called GRID, grid.
This GRIP?
Grid, GRID.
Oh,
D
great.
as, no, D as in donkeys, as in what's the other thing I'm thinking? Dreams. There we go. Grid as in GRID, dreams. Like that. I sent it in WhatsApp. Not WhatsApp, WhatsApp, Zoom chat.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're good, dude. It's just I'm bad at text. Try this.
Okay.
This might look similar, but I promise you what it's doing is like it's aligning it in a grid, like a proper grid. All right. It looks weird. It doesn't look weird, but it is what it is, right? And so basically what I'm as the last thing I want to show my code real quick, right? I'll share my thing. 1 second. So this, right? If I go to GitHub, not this. If I go to my GitHub, so here what I've done is in home.css. Yeah, okay. So not in index.html. Right? You see, like there's a div class div here and the div here, right? And all
Yeah.
of this has like about me, project arrow, artwork, and stuff. This entire unordered list is basically this, right?
Okay.
And what I have done in here is top menu, right? I should have named these better, dude. So where is it? Where is it? Yeah. So you see, this is like UL class top menu, and then wait, where the hell? This is not it. It was supposed to be div class back, but I didn't. No, sorry, my bad, my bad. Div class, this entire thing is basically this entire thing. This plus this arranged in a grid, right? What
Mhm.
I again old school code. So you see, it says class sitemap class card, right? Because I wanted these divisions to be different. So what I ended up doing is as soon as I find out where sitemap is it in home.css? Probably in home.css. Yeah, there you go. So in sitemap, I don't display as block. Oh, that's something that we didn't say. Block means it's basically like this. I was like, oh, it's not here. It's like in the sense of like it's one entire section, another entire section, another entire section, right? So
Yeah.
here I've set up a margin as auto. When I say auto, it'll automatically, the idea is that it automatically connects whatever screen you are, it'll automatically fit it. Problem is, these days, it's one of those more, what do you call it? Not decrypted. It's one of those things where, like, because of how many screen sizes there are, it's a little bit awkward to test it out. People still use auto though, but like, I'll tell you the actual way that people do it late, next class, basically, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, is it okay if you share your screen? We'll set you up with a GitHub so you can, like, for next class, you can, like, start hosting this site, if that's fine.
Yeah,
Again,
sure.
free stuff. Entire thing.
Do I go to
So
it? Okay.
yeah, you want to go to GitHub pages. No, do you have a GitHub account first?
I have no idea.
All right. Okay. So go to GitHub first, right? So from here you have like a bunch of things. Basically, this is like they wrote like a lot of things here. Like it used to say this is where people code share or stuff like that. It depends upon whatever you end up doing, right? You want to do
Mm-hmm.
sign up. Okay. You know what? We'll do this next class because I imagine that you don't have to add your email address yet. It's a simple thing. For now, just sign up to GitHub. All right. Just like have an account. Next class, first thing what we're going to do is like we're gonna try and post your site. Is that fine?
Yeah, sure.
So, sec. I'm gonna wait. Sorry. I'm gonna stop sharing. There you go. All right. So for now, that's it. What am I missing? What am I missing? Right. So you learned about dev class, you learned about CSS, how to connect the things, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But with that, today's class is over. Tomorrow we'll just like tomorrow what we'll do is like we'll try to bring that kind of site into reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Six. I'll talk to you later then.
All right then. Bye bye.
Bye.